Welcome back, guys, to the main point. You got your boy Jermond Wiggins. You have me here again, Kodak Ray. In this segment of Main Point, we're gonna be discussing some of the females of our sport, the ones that we love, past, present, and even if we have any future females, we're gonna talk about them. Jermond, what do you think about the female talent out there?
Man, the talent that is on the circuit today is a high caliber of young, hungry, aggressive, and tough women. I mean, these girls, I'm sorry, not girls, these women, have been around. Some of them are seasoned, for years. I can think of a few names off the top of my head, but they really, don't get the credit and respect that they deserve. And we just want to show them some love and let them know that hey, we're watching you guys too.
Yeah, we're watching you. We've been watching you, and you guys inspire us. Just like I don't know if we inspire you guys, but you guys do inspire us too. Like some of the girls out here, excuse me, the women fighters, you guys
Correct
hit
that.
just as hard as we do, if not harder. I see I see girls going in. So Jamon, tell us set it off, man. Let's jump right in, man. Tell us some of the females that you've been watching from the past that inspired you.
Oh man, some of the females from that era, back in the '90s, like I was just talking to you about, that inspired me. One of them in particular was Nikki Carlson-Lee, Krista Scher. I grew up, going to the Bluegrass Nationals, and I'll never forget the fight between actually Nikki and Krista Scher, and it just let the fireworks spark in the room. Like wow, they were really competing for that gold watch back in the day. And it was definitely something that I'll never forget. But those are some of the names that I think that were very prominent fighters back in the day. Nikki Carlson-Lee, Krista Scher.
See, well, I'm from the New York area.
Okay.
And
What you get?
well, when I was a little younger and not able to travel all over as much, I'm from the New York, so I would do New England tournaments are pretty local for us. So like, Connecticut, Boston, even up to Maine and things like that. And we were at Rhode Island, we would go to those tournaments. So me being from New York, of course I remember her name is Michelle Dell now, but her name was Michelle Arango at the time when she was married. And also Shavella Aaron.
Oh wow, a good one. That's a good one.
Also Kirsten Sims. They used to know her as the name of Peaches. Peaches. And there was a few other women too. Deshawn Bay.
Wow, that's
She's
a
from New
classic.
Jersey. She's I actually grew up with her. She's 2 years older than me, and she used to compete with my sister, and she was literally a tough chick. She used to beat boys up all the time.
Now, some of these names that you're bringing up, Kodak, people, are probably like, who? But thank God to YouTube, you can actually go probably look up some of these amazing female fighters and, check them out, especially on Black and Blue. Shout out to Wally, right?
Black and Blue Video has them all.
Hey, man, Black and Blue Video, check them out on YouTube. There's a lot of good names that you brought up. I mean, I just got a list right here. In fact, when I was making out this list, Kodak, I was like, man, there were a lot of names back, in that time. You had Dottie White, of course.
Oh, she
wow,
was a beast.
I mean, come on,
She won the toughest woman competition. You know that, right?
I never knew that. I mean,
On
that's
pay-per-view.
Oh wow, how about that, folks? Making the prime time, for sport karate. Where's the respect? One of the greatest fighters that I was told that they shut it down every time in the female division was Linda Denley.
Linda Denley. Oh man, Linda Denley is a legend. I have to air myself out right now because I actually saw her one time and I was a big fan of hers and I knew who she was, but I got up to her and I went to go say hi and introduce myself and I called her the wrong name.
Oh gosh.
Oh man, it was so embarrassing and she literally didn't let me live it down for like the whole day. But the next day at the finals, I brought her some flowers and
Oh, so you
Yeah.
trying to be smooth.
Yeah, I was smooth with it. Afterwards, me and her were cool, so it was all good.
So, mentioning some of those names, there are a few more on that list, though. Compared to today's women fighters, I mean, what do you think, as far as today's women fighters versus, yesterday's women's fighters? Do you think they got a chance to be in the same ring? Or, could they hold a candle to any of the old school, women legends back in the day?
All right, well,
Because I got some names now. I mean, I got some future talent. Some present talent that I know can shake it up.
Well, I'm definitely sure that they can hang with them, but I don't know if they're as ruthless, as they were back then, because back in the day, the ladies fought like men. Nowadays, some of them fight like men. Some of them know how to get their points.
Some of them do fight
And
like
some of them fight like boys.
like guys. They bring it.
And I don't actually want to say that they fight like guys, because fighting is fighting. Some
agree.
of them fight because the karate school I come from, there was no gender. It's like all the boys and all the girls, everyone was a warrior, and that's it. It was like if Sensei said you had to fight her, two warriors about to fight. It's not a boy and a girl. So we never looked at it like that. So I don't want to say, I think that the ladies were from the past were a little more ruthless, and they really were trying to hit or go through somebody.
So, they went for blood.
They were going for blood. Nowadays, they're trying to beat each other. They're trying to beat each other down, but it's not as they're not going. It's not going in as much.
So you're saying the attacks are a little bit scaled down a little bit.
The attacks may be scaled down, but the ferocity isn't. Like they're still attacking with ferocious intentions, but just not as ruthless. Back in the day, like some of the fighters like Deshaun Bay, Shavella Aaron,
Santiago,
Keola Perry, Elizabeth Rosa, Chanel Aguilar, Aisha Thornton.
Okay.
You know Aisha Thornton? She dropped that axe on your ass.
You dropping some names.
You know?
You dropping some names.
Stephanie Flowers. These girls used to fight. They used to bang.
Now wait a minute.
She used to fight too.
She just used to fight. She did more than forms. Okay.
Stephanie Flowers used to fight. She used to bang, and I can tell you that.
Whatever. But Kodaq, when I really break it down, as far as elite women fighters, I wanna hear the names, the ones that not only just win but make you wanna watch them. Who are some females that you just have to watch today?
Right.
Go ahead. You go first. Who are some females? Is it certain people that when they get in the ring and they start fighting, they draw an audience?
Okay, the top female, not the top female. Well, you know what? The top female right now in the world has to be Morgan Plowden.
Without a doubt.
She will beat you down with the legs. She will punch you in your face with her hands. Mm-hmm. She can blitz. She can punch. She can check. She can move. She does it all. Like I said before, she's Wonder Woman. She can do it all. She definitely is somebody that I love to watch. Another one, Verona Soliman, or Verona Grenier.
You can say that too, I think.
Verona, I've always been a big fan of hers. Me and her are really good friends, and I always tell her, like, Verona, you play around with people, but in the last 30 seconds of the match, nobody wants it with her. She will give it to you. Like, in the last 30 seconds of the match, she knows how to turn on like no other. Those two, and it's another girl from Canada.
She does have intensity, but go ahead.
One more girl from Canada that I really, really like to watch, and it's only because of her swag. She can fight, she can kick, she can blitz, she's fast, she moves. She reminds me of a smaller male fighter. Her name is Isabel, and she trains under Sam Gagnon.
Okay,
she's Canadian.
Out of Canada. And Canada has a lot of good female fighters. Speaking of Canada,
she's
Claire.
From Quebec City.
There's a difference.
She's
all right.
Training with Claire as well.
Well, Claire Kokoza. I watched Claire growing up, and I mean, you talk about a long leg. I mean, just would hit you across the ring.
Well, actually, Claire, she might be known as the female Jermond.
You know what? Yeah, I'll receive that, Kodaq, but she's beyond me. I mean, come on. This lady is, I mean, she in her heyday, she could put it on some folks, man.
Yeah,
I mean, we really, enjoy watching her because, I mean, obviously, she hit her kicks, but she would win. She would beat some good folks. And, I mean, having fighters like her, back, in that day and time was great for the sport. I just want to see more female fighters, out there participating. Of course, in the United States, I think personally, in my opinion, that we have the best women fighters in the world. And I say that with a genuine spirit and heart, and confident with conviction because, when you think about, all the women fighters that we have, Gina Thornton, Morgan Proud, Nancy Price,
Beast.
Jerica,
another beast.
Robin LaBeouf, Raylene, when she's training and she's, coming back, right now, when she's on her A game, she's a threat to be dealt with.
Dude, at any given day, Robin LaBeouf and Raylan Perkins, they can take it any given day. When you have to say at any given day, the top 5 females has to be at least in the United States right now active would be Morgan, Gina, Robin, Raylan, Verona, in no particular order, but those are the 5 top females in the United States, and they could win it anytime.
I definitely, that right there is that's pretty solid list right there. Now here's my next question. If you had a dream fantasy matchup, your top 5 versus your past 5, who would win that, man? Because
Okay.
I got a top 5. I'm sorry, not top 5, but
I have a top 1. It's one match I want to see. I've been wanting to see this for years.
All right, what match is that?
Both of them. All right, one of them is like a sister to me, and the other one is a very.
So
you're
saying
friend.
This needs to be a set fight?
It needs to be a set match, but it's not gonna happen because one of them is in Hollywood right now. One of them is a parent. She still competes, but they're not really interested in doing set matches at this point in their life. But this would be a dream fantasy match. I would like to see the incredible, the great, the legendary Ebony Adams versus NBL's queen, Regina Thompson. I would love to see that match. Regina, she was great, a great counter fighter, a great thinker, one of the smartest female fighters ever. Ebony was one of the best talents this sport has ever seen. And a huge kicker. She was able to punch, but never really had to. And she did it all from forms to weapons to movies to everything. And, she stopped her fighting career pretty early. But this was a match that I would love to see. And even though it's not going to happen, I selfishly dream about this match all the time.
It's okay to fantasize and dream a little bit, brother. Dreaming is for free. You can dream for free. There's no cost in that. But these names of these women, that we mentioned, of course, there are, a lot of women that are building their names up. Of course, I would say, future fighters that are out there. You got to win. You got to beat these top 5 names. You got to beat a Gina Thornton, a Morgan Ploud, Nancy Price, Verona, a Jerica, or a Robin LaBeouf, or you're not going to get mentioned, because these girls, they put in a lot of work. They do work hard out here. I wish, they would get more exposure, for the women of the sport where they can draw, more young female fighters, into the activity. So that would definitely be great for our entire sport across the board.
Yeah, man, and there's a lot of other girls that are good as well. Like we have Nicole Pellan, we have Chelsea Nash, who hasn't been competing as much. We have Ashley Christensen. She actually got a win against Gina Thornton in New England Open.
Wow.
And
new names.
Ashley Christensen is not a new name, actually. She had several fights, but she tied with Chelsea.
New to me.
And she's from NK. She's been competing for a very long time. And there's a whole lot of honorable mentions of females, 30 and over, and other girls from the past. Man, we have Nancy Price. Nancy, I'm so glad to see you back out here. You looked amazing in the Battle of Atlanta. You look great in Detroit. Like you said, Ali Viola, this girl is amazing. Joyce Blanco, all right. 2 girls from England. We have Erin Dale, Ina Grindheim. Here we have Jennifer Compton-Tots from Chicago. She's representing for the 40 and over. Absolutely. We have Aisha Whitfield. She represents for the 30 and over. Chloe Phillips. Mm-hmm. There's a girl who won the Compete Nationals. Her name is Drew. She's out of, I think, Utah. The girl's pretty good. We have a lot of people that are representing. But, in order to make a name for yourself as a female, you guys have to go against the top, be tested against the top, and you have to do well. It's not like the men's division where you can just get a buzz going for yourself and people are going to start following you. In the women's division, you got to put on, ladies. You got to put on. Put on.
Put on for your city, ladies. So there you have it. At the end of the day, we definitely applaud all the female fighters that, put it on the line. We just are excited to, see what this year is going to unfold because, we have some other great events that are coming up and you're going to see a lot of action. At the battle, I seen some some matchups like, wow, with Jerica and Gina, I just thought it was a pretty cool matchup. I was like, wow, there you go. 2 different coasts. And you're seeing them come head to head at one of the biggest tournaments in the world. So, definitely they put on a good show on stage. And, it does help with promoters, promoting more, events with equal prize money as well. I think that was something that was an issue, but they've, come around a little bit. I think it should be more set matches with the females and not just the guys.
Just so they could be showcased a little more.
Absolutely.
And they also have more things going on with the senior teams. The women's team fighting. So women are being showcased a lot more. But just to let you ladies know, we're watching. We hope to see a lot more good stuff from you guys.